Hello guys, welcome back. Please kindly make sure you hit the like button so that the video can reach higher audience and everyone can benefit from it. In this video, we want to explore more about the string methods. These methods are some very important concepts that is going to help us a lot in our programming journey. And we will be using it very soon in our upcoming exercises. So let's make sure that we get it. So there is another method called replace that we can use it to replace some old characters in a string with the new character that we want. Alright, so let's look at what it does. Return a copy with all occurrences of substring old replaced by new. So let's look at how we can implement that. So we have greetings here. If you are using Jupyter Notebook, make sure when you open it, you have to run the line that has our variable in it. So you have to run this cell, all right, before we can call it here. So if you say new greetings equals, then we say we want to replace the hello with hi. So we have to do it this way. We call greetings dot replace. All right, because we want to store our new greetings in a new variable. Otherwise, we could have just done print greetings dot replace. Then we go on with our method, but we want to replace this new greeting in a new variable and then we print the new variable instead. So we do dot replace. Then we want to change the hello here in the greetings. So the parameter or the argument that the replace method takes is that the first one is the old one in the string, then comma, and then you input the new one. We want the new one to be hi. All right. So if we print new greetings right now, let's see what we will get. We are getting hi word. So we are able to change some characters or strings in the greetings variable. This is really powerful, right? There is also another method called swapcase that we can use to change the case of our string. So if the case of the variable is in lowercase, we can change it to uppercase, and if it's in uppercase, we can change it to lowercase. So if we say greetings dot swapcase, let's make sure we print this. And then if we hit enter, we are getting name greeting is not defined. You have to make sure that the spelling is correct because our variable name is greetings, not greeting. So let's correct it, and then if we print this, we are getting hello word all in uppercase. Since the beginning of the course, I have been using Jupyter Notebook a lot. I want to show you how IDEs make our programming quite easier for us, because if we are using an IDE and we define a string like this, as soon as we bring dot, it will show us all the methods in a string, because Python will detect that this variable is a string. So let's open PyCharm and see what I'm talking about. So if you open PyCharm here, you can open it through Anaconda as I show you in the earlier videos, or you can just search it in your search button and then you launch it. So we open a new project here, and then here make sure that the base interpreter, you select the current Python version that you have installed on your machine. All right, and then here you can say inherit global site packages. Okay, and then the location is where you want your project to be. You want to save your project. So if you don't want it to be at the default location that it has selected for you, you can click here and then change it. It has given you a name, Python project, Python project. You can click here or here and then change the name of the folder. So if you click here, it will create our project for us. Okay, so our Python has created a project. Let's close this. It's very good. You can read it. And okay, so we didn't create the main .py file, so we have to create our new file. Don't create new project. It will create a new project altogether. So we click on new. We want to create a new Python file. Then we can come here and say Python file. All right. Then we name it anything that we want. So we can say string methods. You can say .py. Since it's a Python, you have chosen Python file here, it will automatically add the .py extension. So we can leave this and then hit enter. And then our file has been created for us. So let me zoom in on this so that we can see what we are going to do. So if we redefine our variable as we did in the notebook, greetings equals hello world. All right. And then here we want to slice word, but we don't know the index of word. Okay, so we can use a method called .find or index to find the index of word. But this doesn't actually tell us the index of the whole word. It will just tell us where the word starts from. So it will give us the index of the first character in the word word. All right. So if you say print, then greetings, you see this is giving us some extra tools. As soon as we start typing, it shows us some recommendations. We can install some extensions in the notebook to give us these extra tools, but sometimes it becomes clustered on the screen and it becomes learning and teaching quite difficult. So that is why I installed it in some videos, but in some videos I have removed it. But in IDs it's quite okay. So if we click dot, as soon as we hit the dot, Python must automatically giving us all the methods that we can use on this string greetings. So that is the power of using IDs. It makes coding quite easier. All right, and this makes coding faster. Instead of typing everything by yourself, you get recommendations that makes everything quite simple. So you can look through and see which one do you want to use here. You want to use .find, right, or .index to find the index of word. So you can just use your arrow keys, or you can type it as you have seen it here. Then we hit enter here. So we will search the word and then if you print this, you can click on Shift plus F10 on Windows, or you can hit here run and then it will run for you. So it has given us that the index of word is what? 6. That is, it has given the index of the first character in the word string. That is W. So now that we want to slice word, we know that its index starts from what? 6. So we can just say greetings, then 6 to the end, because you know that afterward there is no word after it again, so we want to slide it to the end. So if we run this, we are getting word here. I hope you can see that. So that is the extra functionality that IDs give us. So probably in the upcoming videos we will be using either the PyCharm IDE or Spider. We can also have the Jupyter Notebook in Spider. So expect that in the subsequent videos we might be shifting to IDEs. You can use whatever that you want. Just find the one that is quite easier for you and then stick with it. I prefer using the notebooks, the Jupyter notebooks or Google Colab for anything related to mathematics and then data science, data visualization and statistics and co. Alright, but I prefer PyCharm and then Spider for writing codes, games, and then other apps or web development and others. For that I use PyCharm or Spider. So there is another method called join that we will exploit more when we reach list data type. Let's see what it does. So we have greetings here, right? We can say print, then this is how you use the join method. You have to bring what you want to join the strings with. So we have to define either an empty string or whatever that you want. So here we can say, let's say maybe it's hyphen. So we want to join the words and greetings variable with hyphen. Then we say dot join. Then we pass in the variable. So if we print this, we are expecting that everything here will be joined with hyphen. So let's print this. And then we are getting each hyphen. So this is how we can use the join method. But join method is quite useful when we have, let's say, my list. We haven't reached list yet, but we define, let's say, some strings here. This, then we bring comma, is, let's say, Python. And then we want to join these characters. So if we print my list right now, let's see what we will get. You see, we are getting the same thing as we defined, a list. Okay, but we want to join my list as a string, or we want to put it together as a string. We can either use type conversion, which we are about to look at in the next lesson, or we can use the join method. So we want to separate or join these words together with an empty space. So we can create that here. Then we say join, then we bring my list here. So if we run this, we are getting this is Python, right, as a string. If we didn't bring any space here and then we run this, they will be stuck together. This is Python. If we brought the hyphen here, we have this is Python. So that is how we can use the join method. There is one important method that I want to show you. We are going to use it in our upcoming exercises. It's called split. Okay, so let's say we have a variable here called name equals, let's say, John Doe, and then we want to split this into first name and then last name. Okay, so we can say first name comma last name equals, then we say name dot split. So this split method will split our name variable into two. We will explore in depth the functionality of this split method when we are using it in our upcoming exercises. But for now, let's see the basic functionality of it. So if we try to print, let's say first name, let's see what we get. You get John, right? So this is a powerful method that we can use, or it can become handy in a lot of ways. We can also print, comma, last name, and then they will be printed on one line. Okay, so we have John Doe here. Or we can also print only last name, Doe. So you can use this method to get some input from a user, and then we split whatever that the user write into probably its first name, middle name, last name, or whatever that we want. So these are some powerful methods that we can use in our projects. All right, so let's end here, and then in the upcoming lessons we will look at type conversion or typecasting, and then string methods. Then we do some exercises, a lot of exercises with strings, and then the number data types, and then we move on to our next data type. Bye bye, see you in the next video.